Good morning, everyone. This is David Chan, the Ops Manager. We are today starting a new boot camp section. So every year, I think last year we had been through the one or two section as well, and every time we probably by the season. So this season, I will start the first section for the new agent, the new realtor. So next one we come in a few more there. So our manager Sammy will do more training after this. So please look at the schedule, and you can attend every Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday I'll be doing a training section, and Thursday will be Sammy Young, our manager as well. Good to see you, everyone. Yeah, excited, right? I know that as a new realtor, sometimes the people, oh, I got the license. How can I start with? How can I do the trade? It's a big, big question. I remember when I started my real estate license 28 years ago, I was not as lucky as you guys. So you guys have all the training now. And when I was at 28 years ago, not much training as today, with no cell phone, no such good technology at the time. So you see, even I don't see you guys here, we can still meet each other, through a Zoom meeting. So at that time, we only had in person in the office. So you can imagine how difficult we were working at the time. So even that when I do the offer presentation, do everything, we have to went through everything in person. So again, as I say, we are all in the new technologies, times. So everything seems easier. Of course, for the process to the trades is not as easy as before, right? So that's a different thing. So that's why we started a new section today. Let's go through, and I hope we can, go quickly within an hour. I will do some theory first. Yes, mostly we are talking about theory, some experience I can share with everyone. Of course, every people have different case, right? Some people say I work in full time, sometimes I work in part time. So no matter what, you need to, to start yourself. This section, I just assume you are ready. What means ready? That means you have been through the new agent orientation. I think our manager Sammy did last week or a couple of weeks ago for new agent orientation. That means you know the step. You know that means you have went through all the steps, like set up the account. You have got the HST account. You got everything already. You knew basic steps already in the brokerage. So I assume you knew that already. Otherwise, before the end of the section, I will went through quickly as well. Few slides I can run through with you. Okay, so let's go from our theory first. Agent, we call the realtor. So realtor, that means you can do the trade. You got the license from RICO. You got your members of Toronto Real Estate Board, so you're ready to go. And again, as I said, some people excited. I remember last week, the agent said, David got first trade. That means he got first deal completed. What deal? Is for leasing. Even for leasing, no matter big or small, that's the first deal. So he was so excited. I can tell you to say, wow, that's my first deal in my real estate career. That's great, right? So that's the way I said excited for the first time. Of course, and some people say, I want to do other deal, big deal for selling, for buying, or whatever. That's fine. So you are ready. You're ready to go. So the important, how can you do it? A lot of people say, in first month, first 3 months, or first 6 months, it's really hard. I agree. I agree with you. So when I start my real estate career, as I said 28 years ago, I was working in part-time at the beginning. I was in the accounting office at the time. So the reason I choose real estate at the time because not the market goes at that time the market was very very slow, slower than this. So at that time, imagine the property value at that time 200,000, 300,000 is big profit at the time. So the commission at the time only I think 2%, even less than 2.5% for the buyer side at the time, because it's only small amount, right? So that's the difference. Because the reason I choose that time, my kids, my son was small in the kindergarten. I needed to go went to pick up after my office hour, right? I have 4 hour, finish 4 or 5 o'clock. So there's no flexible time. That's the reason I say I choose to real estate. I have more flexible time. So I start from part time, then I start later on I quit the job. I do it full time. So that's why a lot of people choose such a real estate, some different reason. Right? I assume you guys have some different reason as well. So this is one of my reasons as I'm working free, flexible. I can, pick up my son whenever after 3:30, so I don't need to, pay extra money to my son in daycare, right? So that's the reason I choose that. Of course, I thought that's a good choice. I select the right trade, right? So anyway, so when you are ready to go, right? So all the time I tell our colleagues, when you work as a realtor, a realtor working so really so hard. Uh, if you are not new yet, some people are agent working from how long for the one buyer. Some people I remember 3 months, 6 months. I remember one our realtor in our office. He worked for almost 1 year for one buyer. And the buyer in the end went to buy the properties with somebody else. You see, this spend a lot of time. So I cannot say our colleagues did not do it right. But what I can say, sometimes when you work so hard, you need to know work smart. How to work smart. So that's the topic we are going to talk about today. So work hard for, of course, everybody needs to work hard, even harder. Myself as well at the beginning. So when I went through a lot of, difficult times, so I went through a lot of issues. So, and in the end, also, we need to get some shortcut, right? So work hard is one thing, but you have to be work smart. So work smart. Some of the steps I can share with you here as I in my slide. You can remember here. So normally when you join the brokerage, I'm glad to see you guys here that Home Life Landmark is one of the top brokerage. We can say first class, right? We are the largest one in Chinese community so far. We have brand name as well. So a lot of realtor or even new agent or from other brokerage, they say Landmark is really one of the five-star brokerage. That's the reason they join our brokerage. Because why? Our brokerage has all fully support. The support from our office, from administration at the office, from everyone, from broker record and managers, all the specialists in our brokerage. This is one support. That's why a lot of realtors say we are happy to join Landmark. So that's the way we are here. So that's the way we are. That's like today's training. It's the first training for new agent for boot camp, right? So that's the brokerage support. Support not only from let's say office as I mentioned just now, not only by phone call in person, you can always online. So a lot of like our website or WeChat group or WhatsApp group mentorship. There are a lot of you find out wherever you want to go. So it's already there. Sometimes even with office closed, right? After 6, 7 o'clock close, and our college still talking about discuss about all some issue in our group. So that's why we have a different group there. Whenever you have question there, you can raise a question in this group. Not the support not only from our office administration, but also from our other colleagues, our other agents. They share experience. So that's the one thing that's important for everyone. I hope you join one of the group or two, whatever. Whenever you want to join the group, please go ahead. Okay. So that's the one support I can say. So the other thing is the training is very important because not only for new agent, even for the agent have been few years, even 10, 20 years, I said to some other colleagues, I remember when I was in other brokerage, I was working with other colleagues there. So then they came join our broker as well. I said, because some people, they never did, commercial trading, commercial transaction. Because I'm specialized in mostly doing a lot of commercial sales, commercial leasing. So some agent over 10 years, oh, David, I need help from you. I say, no problem, anytime you need it, right? So that the reason is for training, not only for new agent, but only for whatever if new to you. I hope everyone get the time to attend the training section, no matter what. So if you don't have time, it's another story, right? So whenever you have time, whatever training in the office, you know you can go to the training. So this is the one thing for the new agent, right? You don't know whatever topic, right? You say, oh, commercial, I never sell anything, but it comes across one day, then you know, oh, maybe training section, I knew at least I can remember. At least I can go back to find it, where that such kind of information I can learn from. So the training really important, especially recently. The market is slow, right? Everyone know the market is slow, and a lot of our colleagues say, oh, yeah, David, I don't have too much to do. What I can do, if they don't have other job to do, you just come back to the office to attend or whatever training, prepare yourself, get yourself ready to go for the new trades, right? So whatever the market coming up, picking up so far already, Tony already spoke to our colleagues, I think in the group, say the market activity coming up. So looks like it's still warming up already. So I hope you guys also get ready. Just prepare yourself for the new transaction, right? So that's the thing. Training always important. So the next one I can share with you, say not only training, you need to know the market, right? The market means sometimes the agent, David, I don't have leads, I don't have buyer, I don't have a tenant. What I can do? Don't worry, you will get something leads, you get some buyer later, but you have to know how to deal with that. I remember that our human resources manager Anna sometimes mentioned to our new agency, our office gives the leads, you have to uh, deal with that in the right way. So that's why I said, if you don't know anything, if you don't have attend training, if we give you one leads, two leads, 10 leads, you don't need to know how to handle it. That's important. So if we give the leads, you don't know even for leads, you just kind of waste. Then the leads, some tenant or the buyer, maybe they went away. They did not trust you. But if you are ready, you prepare yourself, oh, David, no matter what, you don't need to say to your client, oh, I'm new agent. You don't need to say that. But the words you're saying, the activity in front of your client, you have made your client confident, then they can follow you, right? They can say, oh, I trust you. Please help me for the lease or for the buy-in, for the selling. That's important. That's why I said you need to prepare. How to prepare? Already was saying for training. The other thing is you have to know the market. How do you know the market? Check the information online every day. MAS already you have, right? You can choose one area, whatever area is close to your home or somewhere else. You can do this. Check the market. What kind of property they're selling? Detached, semi, condo, or townhouse? You know the area. Then in that kind of area, you know the average price. So to detach whatever size, what is it sold for? For the semi-detached, what they are, the recent sales record, you have remember you have to get check the information. That one thing is good for you. Let's say if I don't have buyer, I don't have a tenant, what I do? On a weekend, you see a lot of open house, right? So open house everywhere, even sometimes condo detached some area. You drive through, if you can just on Saturday or Sunday in the afternoon, spend 1 hour, 1.5 hour, go to see the open house. The reason I suggest everyone to go, you see how the people, the listing agent, how to conduct open house, number one. And once you comes, you have listing, you know how to do running open house, number one. Number two, the more you see the open house, the property, what's a detached house, what the back slip, what the side split, what's a semi, what's a townhouse, what the overlap. You will remember that kind of property. What kind of the property? People ask you, you say, oh, what's a race bungalow? You don't know anything. What kind of called side split? You don't know anything about it. So that's the kind of experience or the information or knowledge you need to pick up, you need to learn. So that's why I always say, go to see open house. Okay. I remember one thing that Sammy and myself, we've been doing training for open for the showing process. Yeah, we did a lot of showing. If you guys have time, please go back to our website. We have past training uh, section, video section. You can have take a look. What is called showing process? Showing process, as what we did on the training, start from beginning. You have to do paperwork. Then you start how to book the first showing, how to go through the process, how to show your confidence in front of your client, not only for buyer, even for tenant. So the more you present yourself, that means you're professional, your knowledge, your experience, then you will see your client in front of the client, you will know who you are, right? So that's why showing process we did a few times already. Maybe we can do sometime in future as well. So I hope you guys know the process. In otherwise, if you first showing you did not do a good job, maybe your client say, "Oh, David, I think you're a new agent. Even you don't know how to open the door. You don't even know to open the lockbox. So in front of your client, it's not good for you, right? So that's why I say one of the training something like please attend it, right? That's important, right? And so once you know that the market, once you know that the price or whatever your neighborhood, of course, then you will have it ready to, as I say, to get some leads, or you can handle the leads. Uh, one of the things we always, I think, well, office marketing and from time to time every week, if you send a message to the group, WeChat group, WhatsApp group, whatever. So say some listing agent looking for helper. Helper for what? Open house, right? So if you are new, you can. I hope you can attempt to do some kind of help to the listing agent. Say, oh, David, I want to help you for the open house. The reason is you run an open house, and one thing is learning something or meeting some the people, a prospect buyer or tenant, or also that's kind of the leads generate from there, right? Sometimes, oh, David, you didn't. The listening will say, David, you would help me to do the open house, whatever the buyer come in, some leads we say, oh, we talk to you. They say, oh, I'm the neighbor, or I'm working, by myself without other agent. I want to look for something, or I want to need opinion from my pre estimate for my property, maybe sometime for sale. That's the kind of opportunity you can generate some leads from there, right? So that's important. So, and also, of course, as I mentioned just now, our office from time to time, depend on the marketing. They receive a lot of client, a lot of people uh, require inquiry from over the phone. Our office will pass the list, right, to pass the list to our new agents. So in that way, you know how to handle it. So whenever how to talk to the people, how do you talk to the list? That's as important for you, right? So that's the things. Let's say at the beginning, that's the important thing. You need to go the first step, right? So that's the reason that, as I say, why the client, the buyer or tenant say, David, I want you to help. I want you to help me to buy something. I want you to sell something. They have to know you have experience. You have the knowledge. At least your service is great, right? So you have, I mean, the way you can help them. They trust you. Otherwise, a lot of people, you please remember, a lot of clients, if you went through with them for one time, they will, if they don't trust you, they will forget about you. They don't will let you to do help for the next step, next showing or whatever. So that's important, right? So how to do that? It's really is another issue. Then you already prepared yourself. You got the training. You got knowledge. You got open house. You got the leads already. How do you do that by yourself? New agent always like that. So as I said, 28 years ago, I was not like you guys. So well, you got the leads. You got a lot of opportunity to do it. At that time, the market's small, not too much. Even the property values even slow as well. So in that way, so when you do promote yourself, there are a lot of ways sometimes they do, right? And new agent, sometimes the people say, oh, I'm so shy. Whatever, when you're shy, you don't feel good to talk to other people. But as a realtor, you have to talk to the people. That important. We always say mouth to mouth is important. That means from your friend, from your relative, from your colleagues, from your classmates, from your schoolmates. So you have to let them know you are the licensed realtor now. But when you're working before in an office, in the accounting, whatever, right? IT, people know, oh, you're doing IT, you're doing accounting, but they never knew you are a realtor now. You have to promote yourself, mouth to mouth. You have to let people know. Also, that this is one way you do, right? I remember that the networking sometimes I can share with you. I went to sometimes supermarket, some other store. The people I knew them all. I would talk to the cashier. I would talk to those people. Say, "Oh, how are you doing?" Uh, because many people they even know each other already. Oh, I got the license now. And if your case you need help or your friend or your whatever need help, please let me know. I've been helping them out. So that's the kind of thing you can uh, uh, called mouth-to-mouth networking. And also that remember every time, every season, like New Year season, Christmas time, a lot of events, right? Community events. I remember even in Chinese community now, every week, one or two or three events, community events there. If you are ready to do the trade, why don't you get involved? You can do the volunteer work in the event. A party say, "Oh, I'm volunteer. Bring your the business card there." So to help them to volunteer to help them. The people didn't they come to see you. Oh, David, thank you for your helping. Oh, by the way, I'm a realtor. Give your business card, right? That's kind of event you can do something. If you are, get some you're ready, you have some money, or you can financially you are okay. You can sponsor the event. There are a lot of you don't need to do title in sponsors or gold event sponsor. You can do the friend. They call it friendly sponsor. To give a couple $100 whatever event in your name already should be there. So in that way, that's a kind of you know networking. People may know, oh, David, you're written on the, at least your name is already there. More people know, then they will know, oh, You say David is helping us for the event. A lot of people, oh, he's doing a volunteer job or he doing sponsored jobs. Yeah, then they see you in person, they know you already. Then no matter what, the people might remember you. So in case some help, maybe say, oh, I can look for David for help. That's the kind of thing I encourage you guys to go into some kind of events like this. All right. So of course, networking not only for that, still a lot of other things. Social media, I remember every day, when you look at social media, Facebook, Instagram, WeChat, and Rebook China, Rebook 小红书, you will see a lot of people, put things there. So they say they promote themselves first. I'm a realtor, number one. Number two, if they have some new, real estate information, let's say new construction, new pre-construction, whatever, they put in that the social media. So people become, the people in front your group, I mean, the people know you on in social media. If they found something, of course, you give them information, then they come back, you return. Maybe they come back to you, oh, David, you have a condo downtown, a new construction. I want to find more information. So that's kind of social media, the people, they come back to you, right? To ask for help. That's the one way we call it social media. A lot of people use that. So uh, Google, even a lot of people use Google account, right? And you can do that as well. And in some cases, you need maybe pay a little money. In other things, I don't see if they need to pay anything or not. So I'm not sure. So of course, as a new agent, you don't need to spend those kind of money for doing, you can start from little by little, right? And some other people doing what? By flyer. Flyers, that means it goes through the flyers. Normally, it goes through post office. Some people make flyers door to door to distribute. You can do that as well, or you can do it by post office. So you make some flyers yourself, your name, your photo, even you can put some listing. Listing, not only you don't have listing, don't worry. You can use our office listing. Remember, our office listing normally is shared with everyone, right? So in that way, if you want to pick up few, maybe you pick up some area first, and what area you want to promote. Then you can draw some listing from our office, then put in the flyer. So in that way, as I say, you can go through the post office. I can remember the cost from few hundred, 300 to 700, depending on how many flyers you want to distribute through them. So that's one way they do. And the other way, if you want to do flyers, I suggest you wait together with the door-to-door knocking. When I start my career, yeah, I went to door knocking myself with colleagues. So we three of us we do every week, at 1 day or 2 days. So we do not door-to-door knocking. So if you want to do that, you need to get the flyers ready, because when you're doing door knocking, you just hand over the flyer to the prospect sailor. No, mostly for listening, right? The door to door mostly for listening. So in that way, the sailor, the house owner, they will talk to you. It's the issue is when you door to door knocking, at the beginning, maybe you're scared how to talk, right? That's the way I hope we can do training later on as well. So that's I call it, later on I will say, it's called the communication skill. So the way how you talk, the way how do you communicate with the people. So that's the way you will attract your leads, right? Generate leads from seller, from buyer, from tenant, or from landlord. So that's the way I hope if you want to do something like this, you can come to the office to talk to us, or send me myself or Scott. So we give you some guidance. I hope for those kind of door knocking, not by yourself. I hope you have know some colleagues together, 2 people, 3 people, as a small team. Then that's the way you can do a lot of work. I think few, I remember a few years ago, 2 or 3 of our agents in our office, in 6 months for door-to-door knocking, they got 3 or 4 listings for sale. You see, that's a kind of result, right? So uh, that's a way you can, if you want to do the more trade, more transaction, that's one of the best way for listing, right? The important is you have to know, you have to prepare yourself, you have got your knowledge. Otherwise, again, as I say, if you give your leads, you still, if you don't know how to handle it, that's kind of waste, right? Don't do that, right? I already mentioned that just now, uh, you have to open house, and that's one of the way to do promote yourself and generate release as well. So that's the one. All the weekend, if you have time, just do that, right? That's the things ready. And so whenever you are ready, you prepare yourself. The more you attend training, the more you learn, you are ready to deal with whatever circumstances. So whatever situation comes up, you know how to deal with it. You know how to talk to the people. So that's one way, and say general release. Not only the leads from our office, as I say, the office have leads, but they give to whatever qualified people, right? So if you're not qualified ready, you're not prepared ready, give the leads that kind of waste. So right. So that's the thing, promote yourself. And let me see. The other issue I need to share with you as well. Always, as I say, work hard, work smart. So you need to know how to focus. What kind of call focus? Focus means if you are a new agent, so at the beginning, I not only, I mean, in most commonly, we start from first deal, first lease for rental. So that's at the beginning, but that I don't think you focus on that, right? So that means for you, for leasing, for rental, is for you to get the use, get yourself familiar with the trade. That's important. So if you are ready to go, so you need to focus what kind of customer you want to deal with in my next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. So some people say, I want to deal with first-time buyer, right? First-time home buyer, that's a different thing. That means you have to know the market, the leads coming from. Some people say, I want to focus on listing. So that if you want to focus on listing, remember, as I said just now, you need to go to door knocking. You need to get flyers ready, and you get the door knocking every once a week or twice a week, but you need to pick up the area. So in most, in common practice, if you already pick up the area to promote, to to uh, to do the listing, uh, as I said beginning already, you need to get the flight to send flights first. After flights to the area, maybe 1 week after you go to door knocking, bring your flights again, let the people see, oh, I'm the one, David. I'm the one sent the flights last week. So the people will remember you. You always, the client, the more you see the people, the more your face, the client or the customer see your face, that means we more remember you. So that's the way for door-to-door knocking for, right? That's for listing. If you only to the buyer, so I'm talking about here, if you only to the buyer, you focus on even first-time buyer, but for the people, some other people, the seller, let me say, the existing buyer, you do the listing. Sometimes they do listing, sometimes they do a lease, to because they have the house downsize or the amount of upgrade upsize. This depend on the customer, right? So if you know those kind of something, some client, so you need to focus yourself. Some people, when you focus something, you need to do whatever in the market. You look for especially in the market. The same thing like I said last last week for training for people say I want to help people buying business or selling business, but you need the customer, the target customer. When you set up business, you have to know who's my customer. If I let's say the restaurant is for the middle-aged people, for the young people, or for the student. So in that way, you need to remember what kind of customer you're target for. That's why we say focus. You cannot say focus on everything. Of course, if you in a general, you have to deal with everyone. But in reality, sometimes when you narrow down, focus on, you will know. Because some people are last, I think a few days ago, the agent called me and said, David, my client want to look for some residential property. I said, if they look for something, they ask what they are looking for their own use, for the principal resident, or they want for invest, right? Some people say, I just want for invest, like for condo, for buy the property for sale, I mean for lease, for rental, to get the cash flow. So you have to determine what kind of customer, what they are looking for. That's it. That's important. Some people say, I want to target on the investor. So investor means some people from overseas or new immigrants or some people in the state, the owner say, David, I have my restaurant already. I want to look for some property for cash flow. So in that way, that's the kind of investor, right? So that's the reason I said you need to focus. So in that case, whenever that you are getting ready for your client, you have to see what kind. The people will always ask you for investor or for even their own use. The location always important. The people looking for whatever location. That's why I said just now for communication skill, one of the communication skill. When the people approach you for buying or selling, you have to ask them what their purpose for invest or for their own use, or they are looking for something with school Zoom. I mean, they call it brand name, school, and one. You have to ask one by one. Oh, if you look, what area you're looking for? Are you looking for the middle school or high school, whatever? You have to know their family situation. So in that way, the more you ask, the more you get the answer. Then you save your time to look for something for your client, right? So this is also related to the training just now, because the more you see the property, the more you know the market, you know where you can find the property for your client, right? So that's the kind of important. Right? Again, as I said at the beginning, so in most cases, so you start from leasing, right? If you're a new agent, for sure. But if you already have people around you, you have relative, friends, colleagues, schoolmates, they already ask for help. Of course, you go ahead for selling, for buying, whatever you can do. Even the commercial sales, commercial leasing, you can do as well. So in that way, I can even help you for those kind of things. But in most cases, right? So you have to know your knowledge. Your knowledge is important. Sometimes people say, "Oh, David, can you help me do this and I can help you for that?" Uh, Please remember, work smart. The one thing is you are not ready to serve everyone. So always I said, no one is perfect. No one is always knows everything. So you need to do whatever you can do. The same thing like I said just now, the business, they want to buy business or selling business. You have to know what they know. They have to do business, what they know. Otherwise, some people say, I want to buy the restaurant. And even asking for 300,000, I said, if you don't know anything, if a restaurant sells to you in half price, you cannot run it well. So that's not good one. for you to run a restaurant. So I always tell our colleagues or even some clients, don't do that. So just do whatever you know how to do, right? So that's important. Uh, Again, that in many situation, we always said, whatever you're doing, whatever you want to do, you have to what? Consistent. Some people doing something doing 1 week, 1 month, or next month, next week, doing something else. So the same thing like as a realtor. People say, oh, I don't know how to do it. They have a license for a few months, 6 months. They say, oh, I cannot do it. I have to quit the job. That's not a good idea, right? Whatever you choose already, consistent. So consistent, not only for the trade, but some also you have to focus yourself. Just now already I said, right? So when you promote yourself, then you know the, you know, how what you're going supposed to do, right? So when you do the networking, at just as I said already, you need to talk to people. You need to let people know you are a realtor, right? So wherever you meet people, whenever you want to talk to people, of course you have to do. I remember that we I went to a few training. It's a professional training from American. I think at that time we called the market. I can remember the film 20 years ago. So I attended the meet. I'm in the training section once 1 week. So the instructor gave us a kind of lesson, right? Kind of classes. So you have to do every day. You call how many people? 50 people. And every day you have to spend 1 hour, 2 hours to do whatever. So that's the kind of thing. Uh, you as a realtor, you have to do it yourself. So even sometimes no work to do, as I said, we can go, even though show you no buyer, drive around in the neighborhood. When you see open house, see something, know something, that kind of thing. That's called one way you can prepare yourself, right? And also sometimes when you've got a listing or you've got some buyer ask you for to show property, even show once the property, some people waiting for the buyer, or the buyer never coming back to to to, to call me to see some other property. You as a realtor, you need to positively negotiate and initiate yourself, right? You have to go to uh, talk to your client. You need to contact clients. Oh, David, we saw the property last week. I got a few more properties here already, and is there anything you have question about the last one we saw? You can. I found something similar one, so you're ready, let's go to see again, see another property. So this is some way when you follow up, that's important, right? Also, if you are the listing agent, just doing a different way. Whatever the showing process, you remember, right? If a listing agent, every time broker pay have showing agent on your system. So if you are good listing agent, you will follow up the showing agent. Every time after showing, after maybe few hours, and even the following day, you need to call back the showing agent. Hey, David, thank you for showing my listing yesterday. How do your client feel about it? Let me say, location wise, the price or the layout, that's the way you need to follow up. So the more you follow up, you know how the feedback from other counterpart, from other realtor, or even sometimes when you call back from other your client. So that's the way I always said, asking, that's good for you. So this is the one way we can follow up. Okay. So of course, I said just now, when training, keep learning. Of course, you always keep learning whenever you need to, from the office training, from our colleague, from whatever, even sometimes from other specialists. The other specialists, some like inspector, right? Some other mortgage broker. When you talk to them, they have some different, knowledge you can learn from as well, right? So the people want, as I said, why they pick you for as their realtor. They sign contract with you because they trust you. They trust you for what? Your experience, your the knowledge. Always they say your reliability, your accountability, right? So I remember at the very beginning as a new agent as well. So at that time we have an advertising newspaper. We don't have social media at the time. So for newspaper, sometimes the people, the property buyer or property tenant, they call you. At that time, we don't have cell phone. Remember, I only have a pager. So they call the office number, office brokerage office, call me, page me. Oh, you got a client. You please reply to your client. So that's kind of thing. Not, I mean, those old days. But nowadays, if the people call you, if you are listening or by agent, if you have some kind of from your phone call or whatever, you leave message, you need to respond quickly. You don't wait until at half day, 1 day, 2 days. I remember I'm not that I mean saying some. I remember in our office, from every day I respond to our colleagues some question whatever. Whenever I saw the question, I will respond in about if possible, within 10 minutes, 20 minutes, unless I'm doing another say, training or something else, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours later. But I will not respond after half day, 1 day. So I saw some colleagues when I respond to their question, but only the following day, oh, David, thank you. I remember now. I got it. So I'm not sure whether you got the question answer already or not. So this kind of habit, that's the professional people, you have to respond quickly to your client. So I got a few clients, as I said, many years ago, that I call back my client right away. The client still over 20 years, is still my friend. They say, David, thank you for your calling back. You're the first agent call me back. Otherwise, I went with other agent already. So that's kind of thing. Maybe some clients, some customer, they know they want to build up the relation with you, so those people you can trust. Okay, so that's the kind of thing I am here to share with you. This kind of thing. Okay, so always, whenever you are following up, responding to the client, you need to deal with in a professional way. Professional way, that means you have to give your client the confidence. They know you are ready. You are really experienced. You are really, help train your best to help them, right? So that's the kind of thing I am share with you. So in general, that's the point I'm here to summarize for our college today. So you can remember what you need to do. That's a points here. So if you miss that something I saw before, that's a few points you please remember. So whatever how to carry on your career, what step you need to do. There's a few things I'm sharing with you. So I will not go through one by one again. So because this section is too short. We have a lot of story I want to share, but I cannot share it today, right? So you need education, that means training, networking, marketing, and you need to build up the good relationship with your client. So if you are, so reliable, trustworthy to your client, they will follow you forever. So my client, as I said just now, I have many clients over 20 years. They're still my client. It's good friends as well, become good friends, right? So work smart also, the time management, you have to know. What time management, many people say, oh, David, a lot of things I don't know how to deal with it. Please remember time management, you choose priority. You have to a list. What is priority? You have to get the list. The list maybe for listing, for buying, you have to know the client. Who's the priority? What's the motivation? So motivation, you have to remember some people shopping around, some people really ready to go. You have to know their motivation. So that's why I say priority. You get the list done. Okay, go one by one. Don't spend the time even for everyone. You cannot do that. Okay. And nowadays, again, the final thing is new technology. You remember that we have everything, social media, everything, right? Facebook, all the technology tools, AI. Some questions I remember even last night, some agent asked for some question. Some colleague in the group say, "You can answer yourself." How? Chat GPT, right? AI, they can answer for you right away. Of course, that's the general, but the more specific one, you have to know yourself, right? You have to learn something from yourself, from real story, right? So those kinds of things I'm share with you. I don't need to go back again one by one, right? And so that's the today topic for as at the, what I can share with you now. So basically, you need never too late to learn anything. So here I will not share anything here anymore. Of course, this slide for the 2 hour section. So again, as at the beginning, I said, as a new agent, if you went through new agent orientation, I got 10 questions here for last session for new agent orientation. So I don't need to go through this one. In case you are new, you want to know something, so those are 10 questions I got here. So I will not repeat again here unless you really did not attend the training section for orientation. All right. So let's stop my slides as the today training section. So the next one I will be here, let's say 10, 15 minutes for question. I can share with you, answer your question, or everyone you have some story, anything. Of course, let's talk about it. Okay. So thank you for your attending the today training section. Tomorrow will be our manager semi doing another training. So next Wednesday I'll be doing another topic and semi following up as well. All right. Thank you again. So let's open your mouth, your mic to talk whatever you need to. Okay, you have started. Thank you. That's ready. Open your mic. Okay. Good to see you guys. All right. Uh, I saw that some people are asking for. The one our colleagues they asked for a CMA market analyst. So I suggest you go back to see the video on our website. Send me when the topic there as well, because this is complicated. It not like easy 5 minutes to talk. No, and it's impossible, right? To find the CMA, we have topic there already. Go back there on the website. You will see how to do the comparable market CMA. We call it CMA. And again, I can remind you, some people even last a couple of weeks ago, three or four agents called me, David, I want to do that what called a professional opinion for job property value opinion. I asked, I told our agent, what kind of the purpose for the client? You say the sale amount for tax purpose, the sale amount for executor purpose. I told our agent in office logo letterhead, that kind of opinion, the professional opinion, we don't provide those kind of things. We only do that the opinion, not opinion, we do the CMA for selling the property. So other purpose, we are not professional. We cannot do that. Because CIA will say, oh, David, that's your opinion, that's your whatever. So tax purpose, we are not responsible for those kind of things. Please remember, okay? CMA issue, for sure, of course, you can do a CMA. You pick up 3 to 5 similar property in the same area. You can reach out what's the average price, what is the value for this property. In the end, please remember CMA, you don't need to give your client exact price. You give the range, let's say 1.1 to 1.2 million, whatever, right? So you cannot say 1.1 million exactly. So you don't need the final price had to be decided by the client, not yourself. All right. Thank you. Again, please open your mic if you need to. All right. Can we use office list or that the armory? Can we use office listing for sale and sold on a Friday? Uh, our office listing, if available for for sale, of course you can use our listing in a price. But I suggest again as a courtesy, you can ask our listing agent, hey David, I want you your price for your listing for my client. Normally our office colleagues, our office be allowed to do that because that the listing in our brokerage is the brokerage property, so we can share for sure in mostly. But as a courtesy, it's better to ask. All right. Thank you. I know as a new agent, not really excited, not an issue, right? Don't worry. You get in there. I've been through, as I said, 28 years already. At the beginning, I was even harder than your guys, right? Anything, you can share a story, right? Don't worry. The market getting little moving, more activity. And the sales volume is coming up, I think, few percent this last month. It's good. It's a good sign, right? So we are getting ready to go, and you guys are ready to prepare yourself, right? Don't worry. Also, I saw the few days, I mean, last week or even this week, more property forbidden. They call it multiple offer forbidden. Looks like more activity like this. If you are ready, if you have listing or if you have buyer, please prepare yourself. We have the training as on the how to handle multiple offer situation. So as a listing agent, I suggest you can go back to our website to watch the video. And of course, if you're a buyer agent, you can also learn from there as well. All the steps, how to protect yourself. Always, I said, protect your client is one thing, but mostly protect yourself. The last week I did the one training as how to protect your commission. Because sometimes if you are not prepared yourself to protect yourself, you work for nothing. In the end, the transaction completed, so your commission will be, claimed by other realtor. That you will be in big problem, right? So you work for nothing. You work so hard, but not work smartly like this. Anyone? Any story? Let's see. Anyone? You can type here, or you can again. Of course, I say you can open your mic, say something, share your story. Uh, let's give us 2 more minutes, okay? Because I can see you guys are so shy, maybe. I mean, a lot of issues for as a new agent. You don't need to be so shy. You don't need to be afraid of it. So as I say, no one knows everything. No one is perfect. But the one thing you have to know where you can find information, where you can get some materials, also whom you can talk to. to get the answer. That's important. All right. So please remember that. Anybody? One more minute. Okay, we are gone for today. Tomorrow, manager Sammy, we do another section. It's really grade one as well. As a new agent, it's in your hand, that to be so helpful and help you guys with attending as well. Okay, if you are still not having anything, so let's call off today, and I will see you next Wednesday, my section. Tomorrow will be semi section. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good day today.